Hello everyone, so I'm Jairus Tigobiang and I will be here to present to you my concept paper, Advocacy in a video presentation. So it's called Vermicompost Worms for a Cost. The world is suffering from climate change and it is the change of the usual climate to now more chaotic, like before typhoons and the heat are just at minimal, it was as hot as now. So that's climate change. This is caused by wastes and pollutants like biodegradable wastes, which are the type of waste that decay over a specific of time, yung nalalanta in Tagalog. Moreover, this leads to the increment of heat index or increase of the heat index that we are now feeling. The situation is very alarming and worst case scenario may cause the abundance of natural disasters wreaking havoc annually, like the increment of natural disasters coming annually. This advocacy focuses more on the locality. So, we are focusing on the locality of Santa Maria. So, the municipality of Santa Maria is a place like your typical city, but is home to different landscapes full of plants and trees. Therefore, the locality of Santa Maria focuses on biodegradable wastes, like leaves that fall on trees. These wastes are often deposited into landfills or dumping sites, or commonly incinerated or burned. These activities lead to air pollution, the smoke and everything that damages and worsens the depletion for our ozone layer. That if continued may harm us by the lack of protection from the sun, like the ozone layer protects us from UV rays, and may cause skin cancer. Now to address this issue, we have solid waste management. It is the act of ensuring that our environment is safe, clean, and sustainable. Like how they say, a healthy environment is a sustainable environment. However, it has a lot of varieties, and one of them is vermicomposting. Vermicomposting is the act of using worms as an alternative in managing decomposing biodegradable waste. Basically, vermicomposting came from the Latin word vermis, which means worm, added to the word composing or composting, which means turning waste into a nutrient for the soil. The purpose of vermicomposting is to alleviate or mitigate the use of incineration in dealing with biodegradable waste. As I have said earlier, biodegradable waste are often deposited into the landfills or often incinerated, which is the burning of leaves. Moreover, it is also an alternative source of fertilizer. The worms are fed biodegradable wastes that they will later decompose and secrete in the form of feces. So this feces will be the fertilizer that we are now speaking of. And this feces will be secreted from 6 to 8 weeks. Worms, specifically earthworms, which are the ones commonly used in vermicomposting, have a lifespan of 1 to 2 years, making this very efficient. The ratio of wastes the worms can decompose are 1:1, meaning 1 kilogram of biodegradable waste is 1 kilogram of decomposed waste. Lastly, they can immediately continue the 6 to 8 week cycle of decomposing simultaneously. Like for example, the 6 to 8 week cycle was just finished. You can give them another cycle by providing them another batch of biodegradable wastes. This is also cost effective because of how worms are cheap. Well, they are because they are sold in kilogram, and earthworms, to be specific, are only 500 pesos per kilogram. Subsequently, these worms need a facility or a place or somewhere they could call home in order to be able to decompose waste and so that they can do the activity of vermicomposting. And they are contained in worm bins. These worm bins cost at least 1,500 pesos. Depending on how many kilograms you take, the minimum only costs 2,000 pesos overall. However, for clarity, The bin does not need maintenance. Just make sure that the bin is secured and stored in a humid and cool place, not exposed to the sun, since earthworms, to be specific, are under the soil and the soil needs to be wet, so it needs to be damp and not dry. This activity is applicable to the household, school, or community. Like you can do it in the backyard, the school, in your barangay, for example. And funds may come from the government, non government organizations, Department of Environment and Natural Resources, or DENR, Department of Agriculture, DA, since it is interconnected with fertilizers, and the SK. Well, this activity is prepared by me, Gobiang Jairus D, and that is my contact number in terms of your support or for communication purposes. That's all, and thank you.